Well, this is September 3rd of 2021. We've got, it's coming on the 20th anniversary of 9/11. This is very important. Here's something that all of you can do all around the world. Call Kate Gallego. Get on the 911 project, Gary York. Because this did happen to me as a Phoenix police incident. It happened on 9/11 2019. Enjoy. I got so many things for you. These are important things. I can't stand it. I gotta tell you, I'm announcing my presidency. Not even election time. I don't care. They don't care in New York. Here I am. I'm your new president, Gary York. Those two, the president, vice president, both of them are just complete fools. We don't need this. Here I am. New York, 11 women voted in a woman. Okay. What the hell does that have to do with it? Governor, not woman. What the hell are you talking about? I've got a fictitious audience. We all have a fictitious God. I prayed on it last night. Here I am today. And we got a good day going here. And wonderful time of the presidency. The First Lady here. She's not done yet, but as quick as possible she'll be banging her head on the Oval desk. The bottom of it. Hang on. Hold on, everyone. Got to shut up. What, Lord? Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. No, this is important. Excuse me. You've directed, you've touched an elderly woman's heart, dear Lord, to cut a check to me for $1,000? $1,000 or more. Oh my God, what a wonderful God we have. He's so generous. Thank you, dear Lord, for tequila and margarita mix. I have the camera tuned so you can't hear the audience and, or God, and anything important I'll convey. Now, dear Lord, is that the cheap tequila? Oh, good. Cuervo, thank you. Thank you, dear Lord. Glory. What a, oh, God, that touches all our hearts. My presidency, I don't think I've ever worn a tie before, so I didn't have one. I know this is a big occasion. I'm so excited I can hardly even think here. God, ties are so uncomfortable. Lord. Whew. Now, one of the first bills we're going to vote on here is, now that I'm the president, whether our, yeah, this sure natural woman, yeah, people, there's a lot of math and psychology. There's even more in engineering, and I don't know if this architecture doesn't matter. And you don't need to do the math. Just put the thing together. Now, you add one more boob. You got twice as much cleavage. Now, so this is the first bill you're going to vote on here. That or what God made. Yeah, the presidential cats piss and vomit. I'm not going to bring them in here and show them to you. They just make a mess. Wonderful. The presidency, thank you. One of my first laws I'm going to produce. No more pretending. It's illegal. Excuse me. I'm the president now. It's illegal to pretend that words are bad because it is a confusion. Words do not have the dimension of bad. People do. And that's what you need to focus on. Causes brain damage and very large brain damage. Hypnosis. You black people that terms like nig. What, my nig? What the hell does that mean? As a white person put a cup on your wall, found out your favorite word, oh, it's a bad word. You don't need to play that game, and you shouldn't have been from the beginning. It's bad for you. Hypnosis, learn it. That's your big one. TV. Hypnosis, that is a mess, and I'm going to be talking about that later. You're watching a half-hour comedy as if you're living it. Oh, what is she doing? What? I don't understand why she's doing it. Oh, look at that, isn't that? Yeah, what's she doing that for? That's a half-hour comedy, and then you watch it 2 days later? That's scrambling your brains, people. If you're watching the TV to gain information like what I'm doing for you, and I've seen how many views are on these, they're slowly trickling up. Well, shame on all of you. This should be times 8 billion and run these over and over. This is intelligent psychology, you women. No more holding your toddler's ears when you're screaming stuff like, what the fuck did you do now? Yeah. No, you're not going to pretend, not even with a child, no more pretending that words are bad. Now you can have those hands free to shake them by the shoulders while you're screaming at them. This crap's got to stop. We got a mess going on here. Your president, vice president are both completely incompetent for anything. I'm a gorgeous man. And as I've said before, I prayed on it last night, and here I am. Your first lady will be done in time. No vice president. I think everybody's had enough of this vice president garbage. What a mess. What a catastrophe. What do we got here? Some important issues here. Well, I made a reference to fried chicken in one of the other videos. I was going to apologize for that, but nobody noticed, nobody figured it out. So that's not really an issue. Half-hour comedy, history, causes, hypnosis, redundant. I just went through that, so I'm going to be repetitive about it. That is a large problem you need to be looking at. Look at the person next to you getting off the couch and talking about that TV show as if they're living that and that's their reality in front of them. Because, wow, it is. I've mentioned this before. 7.5 hours sleeping, 7.5 hours working, 9 hours. That's your history. That TV. It's a false history. That's your history. You got a real mess going on. That bafflement, that confusion, every lie you tell. In this history book, it says the truth shall set you free. When you're being baffled by that TV, it's playing again. That blows your mind. Your mind blew 58 years ago, and nearly 59 now. I'll be 59 in October 39 this year. 59 years old. So this is a correct number for president. And as I say, I mean that laughing nutcase and the senile beady eye. How does his eyes get so beady? I don't know. They weren't so beady when he was vice president. This is crazy. This is crazy. This is crazy. And now you've got something good. Because this mess has got to stop. Get all the house project. Woo! I got a long way to go today, and that chip should have over an hour in it. The battery's been charging 3 hours. And I got projects for you that make sense. You're going to get into it, learn it. Your news media is telling you something that doesn't even make sense. Your mind is self-populating. They're not telling you the details about it. We see a hurricane, and all we're seeing is this tight focus on damage. Well, what else is there? And we want to know more. When you start evolving as a world of people to real psychology, abortion. Shut up. Here, I'll give you abortion. Where's the father? Oh, excuse me. Excuse me. I misspoke. Where's the husband? Yeah, we'll clean up abortion. We'll get some decent women in this country. Ladies, write your books. Do you want to be this piece of trash the TV hypnotic suggested in the last 58 years? Or do you want to be something else? Please. Now, the Taliban, recently they gave it back to them. America can't afford it anymore. I guess you got money going so many directions. So here we are again. 20-year anniversary of that. 20-year anniversary of this. This is a 2-year coming up here on that. I need 2021. So anyway, but Taliban, yeah, it's one of my first orders of business as president. I'll command a cargo plane back over there, load that thing with American bull dykes, and yeah, motive is 10/10 of reality. These guys may be laying down a motive. You need a real world shake-up here. Maybe. I mean, I don't think you're watching that kind of TV program, but they might not know at all about the American bull dyke. But people, you let one of them out. She ended up. They trained her to be up in outer space. Dumping bombs on the productive working man's things and separate them. Make it simple. I've separated this for you. You don't know what it is? Look at the other videos. I've got like 20 of them before this one. 21 of them. and one's a two-part. You need to get with it and look at it. Ladies, who do you want to be? We all know who the Americans train. You know, that was the only one we saw on the news. So I take what I see on the news, I'm conveying it. And if it's wrong, then why did the news tell it wrong? Anyway, these Taliban, we hear they're covering the women's heads with towels, keeping them inside a house. You need to know who to be if you're going to be coming out, ladies. And I got to get with it going on this. I was going to get the chainsaw out this morning around the shoulders a little bit, make them a little more feminine. We still want to be able to carry a sack of cement on each side, but the pop-top head contains the quick programming. So you set a third sack of cement on top of the head. You got to take it off. You see another man with a your girl, and he's got some cool programming going on. You want to pop that head before you forget it and program your girl. Yeah, you might not want that third sack of cement sitting on her, but ladies, we're going to show you how to be. The TV has shown you pretend. And I'll tell you what, this thing is real. Yeah, I'm not going to put a big lumpy backbone on this thing. I'm building something better than God, man. You see some skinny little rickety 1x2 woman bending over and all these lumps on her back? No, I'm not going to do that. This is temporary. But those lumps, no, we'll get that rear end nice. None of this booty stuff. It's going to be a beautiful, lovely rear end on her. Yeah, I'll be, rounding the neck as it should be. We've got the place for the hydraulic lines to go, and I've got some attractive looking screws to I think in the back I'll have 2 panels to get to the power supply and the computer. You're going to have hydraulics running the movements of the body, and you know, when somebody sees a movement that's really cute, lovely, you pop that top off and program your girl, and we'll have, you can do some really neat stuff. I mean, sure, they need to clean cook the meal, but so many lovely things a woman can be doing on Modern Family. That, oh God, I'm cringing. I didn't watch it before. I'm watching reruns of it now, and I'm like cringing. Oh no, this particular woman could be looking really ugly really quick, and every time she says what a woman is supposed to say, and I'm like, whoo, wow, whoo, that is amazing stuff. And the smaller women on that show too, they're all saying wonderful things, and you cannot mix the good with the bad. You end up with bad. And the problem with that is those are writers writing that. And those are people motivated by a paycheck to be that lovely, attractive person. The lovely gay men, yeah, in the real world, yeah. No gay women. Because it's an opposite principle. They're trying to be disgusting to make the white men sick. And so we need to look into that. Ladies, please write your books. Find out what you want. Is this really it? And when you're ashamed for anyone to see that, it's probably because you've written something that isn't really what you want. You're writing something that's matching that TV, and you're just cringing. You're not feeling right with it. Or you don't know what you want because your practice makes perfect. You're not good at it. Write your books, ladies. I'm trying to get this Your Girl ongoing invention, and you ladies are the whole kingpin of this whole thing, because governments over the years, you are dumber than men. So they targeted you, and then the men fall down behind you, whimpering and trying to piss themselves like the crap that God made. According to the commercials, you can't even pick up a sack of cement and throw it in the truck without running home first and getting an empowerment diaper because you're pissing yourself the whole time. Half price at the restaurant. I mean, there's a lot of advantages here. Oh, she's not pissing and pooping herself and making a mess. Half price at the restaurant. Up to 90% savings at the bar. Even more. And you program your girl to how much you've had to drink. This will be the greatest invention ever produced. This is the, I'm going to call it the one world order. I did want all 8 billion votes, but after I saw what was going on in New York, who the hell cares about voting? 11 women put in a woman for governor. Fine, here I am. I'm your president now, and here again, those two people. That what the hell are you're George Bush here, a bunch of fools being led by a fool. I'm a teacher for you, so that you lead yourself. All 8 billion of you. That was the only one that works, not this one. You cannot live in harmony worldwide the way you are. See that little word hell? See that little word heaven? And see this also with a question mark on it. Get rid of that C, and that was what the chicken comment was about. But anyway, you can't spell chicken anymore. Put that T with a period under it for think, because it's a brand new concept. I ask people a question, they tell me it doesn't matter. You're all doing that. And analyze what these TV shows are doing, your news. You have no idea that there's another dimension to news. What are the details? We don't want to see it over and over again, this shock jock event 24/7 over and over and over. We want to progress to show us the details that are true. We don't want a connotation of some crook. And do we? I'm your president now. So I'm telling you what to do. Grow brains to think. Yeah, you're not 8 billion fools being led by a fool anymore. This is an intelligent man here, and apparently it was 2021 years ago. Lucifer was cast into a lake of fire because he was trying to take over God. Well, God is government. Your history book has been manipulated a lot by government. I can still read it for what it says. You can't, so you might as well listen to me. Real psychology. That's what Lucifer was doing. Jesus was teaching Lucifer's teaching for 3 years. Lucifer was burned by the government in his construction project, apparently. And on the news, all I'm seeing is cement over there, or rocks or whatever. I don't see any trees. That's all our news is giving us. So we just got to live with that. Connotations, fools, damn, and after. Oh, geez. Well, I prayed for the damning of half of the engineers. Let me tell you which half. My hands shake. I'll explain that later. This half is to be damned. I don't know if the camera can pick that up. I got to keep the light off. It's cloudy out there. It's raining. It's darker in here today. You're going to have a mess from that light. But this engineer, it's okay. Put that one in prison. The only thing that's good for you, you can drop it on the concrete 5 times from up here and it doesn't hurt it. That's how your spider doesn't get hurt. There's not much gravity tearing into that thing. But, so I want to clarify some of this. TV can be President Bush Jr., okay, this is getting near the 20th anniversary of 9/11. I grew up in organized crime, 58 years, a student and victim of organized crime. America-wide, it also spreads into, Sicily is the only one I know of at this point. The only connection I've had. I won't go into that. Who's laughing now? Huh? That stupid vice president? Or your new president here? Okay. Anyway, Bush Jr. on his knees in the 2nd grade class, peering with a blank face into the camera. That was a brag by organized crime. And it's 20th year anniversary, and I got a camera now, so I'll tell the world, if the world will watch these videos, you're getting better, but I got to promote them. I had to establish these videos, and that came over. I started middle of October last year, which would be 2020, and I've been doing the videos as is comfortable, and get them established and promote them worldwide. And you need a news media that's going to make this happen. They got a disgusting floozy in Canada chanting about abortion. I just gave her the answer to abortion. You start at the beginning. Where's the husband? And go from there on that. You women, do you really want to be this piece of trash? Yeah, I know what abortion's all about. I think I mentioned it before. My girlfriend driving her to work, she's trying to jump out of the car on the way to the strip bar, and 6 abortions. Gee, we ought to research back on that 7th one that she didn't have aborted, about 30 years old now. Ask him, how's it going? Do you think there should have been 7 of you? And in that mess, and people get their circumstances, you're used to it. What you did yesterday, you do today, and you're comfortable with it. And I'm trying to get you uncomfortable. These people that you should not be respecting, like God, except for the $1,000. I mean, yeah, oh yeah, there's your motive is 10/10 of reality. Yeah, I can use some, I got the blender at the second-hand store, some frozen margaritas. Let's get going on this thing. Let's get me some money here. Figure out a dimension of money. I've got a MIG welder. I'm going to make some little thin sheet metal gadget and paint it with a spray gun. I'm going to put that beautiful tan on your girl with. I'll leave her that name as the First Lady. She's your girl. Whew. I can't believe I'm president. I've been running since the early 90s. This is just wonderful. I wanted to, yes, thank you. Yes, I am a gorgeous man. I've got a lot of brain damage that I'll talk about in time, and explain to you how the brain works, because I've been able to separate the two by encountering this brain damage. I know a lot about it. I'm a victim and a slave of organized crime, 58 years. But whether I'm the only one practicing, whether Lucifer was the only one on the earth and then Jesus started catching on, Pilate nailed him to a cross and he's washing his hands in a bucket in front of everyone. Hey, you're next. You're going to be nailed to the cross next if you dare to listen to Jesus. They had already apparently killed Lucifer. There's a Beelzebub. Not much in the Bible about that. Some type of soldier of their, I don't know. People, no military, no police, no insurances, no stock market, no hospitaling in the dimension you've got. As I say, 90% of the money going into hospitaling and insuring. Healthcare doesn't even mean anything. It's a vehicle. And so 90% is laundered through organized crime. And I can, I'd like to put some first and last names to that one. We do need freedom of speech in this country. Pretending that words are bad is causing you very large brain damage. And all of this is this incoherent living. They told you you have freedom to be incoherent and pick out which religion you want to play, which Monopoly game or Yahtzee, Stratego, 1,000, whatever you want to play. This Taliban people, well, they're a smaller organization, so they're more brutal. That's all they can do, so they do. It sounds like religion has got them. It's a very large problem. Your law is the physical happening attacking you. And that is a large problem, right along with the other. Atheism, no, you got to fix your problem. You got to see what's out there. Yeah, no games, atheism, no. You look at what's out there. What is it? And make your decisions. Atheism, law, your religion's blowing your mind. You can't do religion and get to heaven. You can't do that. I find it fascinating because I was born this way. I find it fascinating that you play the game of religion, laws, and atheism. It's fascinating. I look at what is real around me and I make a productive decision. And that's what you can be doing worldwide, and you need to get with it on real psychology. We don't know if it'll work, isn't also. The instead of works, but can you just throw that away and here instead? I don't think so. So we're going to find out what happened. But I want to talk about my homes in Phoenix, 2576 East Sweetwater Avenue, Phoenix, Arizona, 85032. And this is a project real that you can do. This 9/11, as I say, when George Bush Jr. was on his knees looking into that camera, he didn't crack a smile because organized crime told him, you don't smile, you don't crack a smile, you just look into that camera. And you need to understand that they usually do a 1, 2, 3 in organized crime for dramatics. I only heard of one other event where they were trying to blow up the bottom of the two Twin Towers, World Trade Centers. It looks like a 1-2 there. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there was a third one. Usually organized crime will do a 1, 2, 3 for dramatics. And you need to separate yourselves. The working people need to start being angry about this. You got heaven waiting for you. Just quit wrecking everything. And as I say, what are those people, trolls under the bridge in Afghanistan? Where's your home? Where's your house? Seeing babies being thrown over a fence into America or wherever they end up throwing them. Where's your house? And we need to look into those issues as productive working people and separate that, the productive working people. In this crap in the Bible, I don't even read it that way. As a history book, it translates different than that. You're ashamed of your work? No, stop doing that. Be proud of it. And be angry about it. When you see somebody crashing a car so they can get $100,000 out of insurance that, oh, it's coming out of nowhere? Yeah, come on, wake up. Wake up, fools. Now that I'm your president, you're going to do things right. You're going to wake up. You're going to hear me over and over again, and you're going to be out there living a life that matters. Because I don't need to run 9 hours a day for you. Maybe a half-hour day to start with, maybe 2 hours a day to start with would work. And then taper down, you live your own lives, you figure out your own things. And the concept of being a piece of crap, ladies, please, apparently this is caused by guzzling wine instead of eating proper food and living a healthy and proper life. You would be better off with no hospitaling at all. So you break your arm, strap a damn 2x4 to it, because your hospitaling is not fixing it. Oh, gee, you took this medicine, so now you're doing this, so you're going to take another medicine to stop it from doing that? No. Try no medicine to begin with, and you're going to see that living a healthy life is better. Like I was doing on the Facebook, chocolate ice cream, chocolate chunk ice cream, and all the as much beer as you can drink. Yeah, that's healthy. A 10-mile bike ride, sure, out in the sun, not with trash smeared all over you. They ended up the children's bones were shattering because the sunshine didn't get to the sunshine's what makes you beautiful. You look terrible, and there's a reason why. That TV told you to do that, and I'm going to be telling you different things, and we're going to get that TV educating you instead of redundanting you with their connotation and baffling you into hypnosis. No, I'm going to be snapping you out of it, and identifying these problems is the way to do that. As your president, I'm your teacher, and we'll get this right. Yeah, those Taliban people are identical to America. In God we trust. Ask Mark Kelly. He's an astronaut, now he's a senator for Arizona. Well, I've been trying to communicate with him lately. One of mine did not go through. I mentioned George Bush Jr. on his knees, and that was an organized crime brag that they were planning, that America was planning those 9/11 events. And it said that it didn't go through, try again, so I tried something else. It might have been because George Bush Jr. was a Republican and Mark Kelly's a Democrat, and that may have been why that wouldn't go. on there, so I tried again leaving that out. And I mentioned that Arizona Bragg, the game and fish truck pulling over Jared Loughner as he was rounding up ammunition. That's an organized crime brag that the Arizona government knew in real time. His wife, Mark Kelly's wife, of a different name, Gabby Gifford, whatever her name is, Gifford. She's apparently a liberated woman, and the Arizona government let her be shot up in order to get money and job security for the man in Arizona, which of course Mark Kelly is. And so that could get a little uncomfortable there. He needs to call her and get her going. She's organized crime too. I've checked her out. And you got to see that as real. Jesus is going to return. People, wow. This is real. Your game is real. That half-hour comedy is real. But this is laughable as a president? No, I'm not. Amazing. 2021 years? Looking for a dead person? No, you're looking for last day's doom tomorrow. And that's what they were doing 2021 years ago. And I'll go over and over that again. Much of this is repetitive. There's new things to offer. Math. You add one more breast, you get twice as much cleavage. So don't forget to vote on that bill as you can. And yeah, you got a wonderful world ahead. If I have to be here until they allow me in the Oval Office, whatever's oval over there, then that's what I'll do. But things need to be done. And yeah, you're a Modern Family. What are they going to do? Have one of them fall off a telephone pole and try and put a laugh track at the bottom? A fake thud. You ladies are wow. You don't want to be a beautiful woman, do you, or don't you? Write it down. Do you want to be what you're seeing in the mirror? Or no? You know, let us know. Say something, because it can be fixed by having an intelligent and healthy mind. You're picking out the foods that you need to. You're exercising as you will because you have energy. Right now we've got an entire America of depression. There's fat people laying on the couch with a TV remote waiting for that welfare check to come to stuff food in their mouth. I got something on the news last week. Over 12% of the American people are on food stamps. You need to look at that. When you're not working, you're getting really fat sitting on that couch holding out your hand for the food stamps. Because if you're working, you don't need food stamps. Do you? Outgo? Yeah, Scott Peterson had a good point. Outgo. They never presented that on the news. Outgo. I was singing the song on that one. I don't know when that camera's going to go out, but I didn't even mark the clock when it was running. But outgo, I was singing the song and almost done with it, and then the camera pooped out. It's about an 11-minute video, so watch it. It's excellent. And then the other part of it is the number 24, which is an hour and 8 minutes. Wonderful. Excellent videos. These are wonderful. They are not meant for entertainment. They are meant for education. That way you have a healthy mind, a state of awake, and you go out there and enjoy the people around you. Not make them miserable so that you can seem better in comparison. Wow. Are you ever a bunch of stupid fools times 8 billion? Yes, you are. And as your president, I can be your teacher. You get me on the TV, you've got it now. You put YouTube on that TV now and run these videos that I've got. Get your friends out there. Quit being ashamed of what I'm teaching, because it is the future. I hope. You're 2021 years in between from a man that was intelligent. Oh, it's the devil. But there's never been any details of how he's the devil. That's a connotation. There are details of how God is bad. And you live by a connotation that the devil is bad instead? You live by a connotation instead of the world around you, which of course does not have a God. Ask Mark Kelly. Oh, did you ever see a God? I think he was an astronaut. Did you ever see a God? The people of the Hubble telescope, since the early 90s have been people monitoring that telescope. They haven't seen God because there isn't one in that capacity. And you need to learn what's real, what's not real, what capacity, what dimension is this real, what dimension is it not real. Because there's more to it than just real, not real. And some things you blur together in a big blob like real, not real. It's just a big blob that needs to be separated. Other things need to be clumped together. Like I say, your insurances, all your military and police, all that stuff, clump it together. That's government. That's the bad. They're governing you, they're hurting you, they're bad. When they're taking your money, Scott Peterson had a good point. It appears they didn't want to pay child support all his life. He had a good point there. And that, I don't think that was ever mentioned, but there are other things that need to be mentioned. He was compromising. He found something a little better, or so he thought. A woman can play a game that she's good and she's attractive and she's lovely, like on Modern Family. That's wonderful to watch that TV. But then I look at the world around me and, oh God, what a mess. And I have all the answers. I always have since the time I was a baby. I was looking at these completely stupid fools doing terribly bad things. And just, hey, I need more information, and so I did. I've been a student 58 years. He stole my house. I gave you the address at the beginning of the video. Phoenix police stole the house before me, and I don't know the history of it before that, but I met the woman 3 times. She kicked and scratched the whole way as the deputies, apparently Joe Arpaio's deputies, were dragging her out of her home. And the Phoenix police had set her up. It was a pretty simple setup, and they did a real complicated one on me. And I hope that camera won't run out before I get to it, but I'll say as much as I can of it. And she kicked and scratched the whole way. I heard the story from her. I heard it from all the neighbors. That's what women were taught to do on the TV, and so she did. With 3 deputies, I'm sure it was 3. They do a threesome, 3 against 1. And she kicked and scratched the whole way as they were stealing her house from her. But they had a man come in, false friend her. She was alone. You set up an account, $20,000 in it, borrowed on the house. And she had been in the house 6 years, and she was able to borrow $20,000 on the house. So she was paying her mortgage. He came in. under the lie that he was going to be there for rent. He was going to remodel the house, and that the $20,000 was going to go into the materials. They bragged that he moved off to Mexico, or excuse me, New Mexico. There's a is there a difference there? But anyway, yeah, the police had good access to him. They didn't catch him because it was the police, Phoenix police. And that, you got to get solid, and that's what real psychology does. No, you can't tell me, no, I can't have my facts because, maybe. No, no, no. Now, you tell me more information, then I'll make a decision from there. Do I want to think your way? Then give me more information. And that's the difference, one of the differences of real psychology and game psychology. Game psychology, you have the what if blowing in the wind because you're blowing in the wind. Your brains have no boundaries of truth or reality. The truth shall set you free. A Christian is one lie after another, and then you start lying again. And we're going to fix that. But as you're a president, and I got this on, no suit and tie. It's too damn hot in here. It's raining outside, getting ready to. It's humid and hot, so I wore this even though it's my presidential debut. I wore the tie for a little while. Maybe I'll get a real one if you buy a book or send some money. I'll mark it down as an income, and I need that income. And these other people don't. You don't support your government, and it fades away. You support what is good. You support a good, healthy mind. You're going to have a healthiest body as possible. Anything goes wrong with it, let's look at it at that point and see what's really going on. And like I say, live or die, your eternal life is having children. And organized crime made very large sure that I did not have children. And I think I mentioned bits of it. There's a lot of it in that book there. This is my life history, plus as looked at from real psychology. This rambles. It's been manipulated by government. That computer was going out on me and losing information. I didn't know what I had on there, what I didn't. I don't like reading. I didn't want to have to read again. It would just blow my mind. I just wanted to put everything down and have the book printed, and it didn't go that way. The computer kept failing. It was hooked to the internet, so finally I got another one that wasn't. And that's how your Bible ended up a babblesome, foolish mess. I've essentially recreated the essentials of the Bible. I'm teaching the same thing as what they were teaching in the Bible. A dead Christ on a cross. No, that's modern day police force. They're lying to you. No, you don't nail a Christ to a cross and you get something good for it. There are little tiny key wordings in that Bible, in amongst all the trash, that tell the whole story. And Jesus called out for water. He didn't call out, oh, torture me more, I'm dying for the sins of the world and I must suffer. No, he called out for water. He wanted to live. They said, oh, Pilate was pretending to be washing his hands of the blood of Jesus. I think he had the blood of Jesus on his hands, and hey, I think correctly. You think? Oh, excuse me, the person next to you thinks? Here's my sarcasm there. You're remembering, and you've got a large mess. 58 years of that TV. I'm going to explain what it did to you. You're going to start looking at the person next to you and saying, wow, he's right. But anyway, the house was stolen by the Phoenix police before I owned it. She had been there 6 years. Joe Arpaio's gang dragged her out and stole the house out. The house next door to that, I've explained it before, they got an inheritance. He got an inheritance. His parents both died at the same time, and I didn't get into the details too much. Left him $55,000. All of a sudden, there was the Phoenix police there to sell him $55,000 worth of crystal meth. In a little over a year, that is some awfully expensive crystal meth. And when a man is living alone, he's a target, just like I was. But I've been a target from day one, and I was a real complicated one to get out of there. And I'll explain just a little bit of it. Anyway, he gave the house back. He showed me a clean mortgage. He owed $68,000 on the house. That was the house next door to me in Phoenix. He gave it back to the bank and walked away because that's what your TV told you to do. They told the woman to go out kicking and scratching. She did. They told him to give away his house, and he did. Just lay down there and whimper and pussify. You dare to touch anybody, you're going to be in jail and prison for 3 years and $1 million judgment against you? Yeah, I'm not making this up, people. Yeah, I had laws covering me. I was asleep at the time. I had laws covering me on that. They were able to refuse me a trial. It's called a Rule 11. And apparently a Tom Hanks movie had promoted that. And that was done about 20 years ago, something. I looked up a little bit of that. I haven't watched the movie yet. And I think that was the lullaby that he got paid a bunch of money for, and isn't he wonderful? I didn't like the guy after seeing that damn Forrest Gump. Oh, God. Please, is there a button here? Send a rope down from the ceiling for anybody that wants to hang themselves during that 2 hours and 20 minutes. God, was it 5 hours? But anyway, you're going to get some intelligence going on in your TV sets in my presidency. And on the internet, you're going to get some real information. Whatever you've got there, well, fine. They're probably doing better than the TV. I don't know, but I have gone into the internet to check things. Your TV is a mess. But anyway, to steal the house from me, they were trying to get me, and I did not know this at the time, and I hope that camera doesn't run out. In a different state. Now, let me go with the first one. The mob boss's daughter, they had I was riding home from her house on a bike route. I only lived 2 miles away from her. And a bike path, riding in the dark, and undercover agent, you know, a former prisoner, a guy about 20 that was a former prisoner in the jail, so he friended up with the police. One hand washes the other. A cop and a criminal are the same thing, and you need to start getting with it on that fact. A cop does the same thing a criminal does. Murder, theft, kidnapping, stalking. The worst thing a criminal does, that's what a cop does. They just put a different word on it. And when you're that screwed up that a word is what you're looking at, the natives got you tied to the tree and 5 gallons of gas dumped on you, they throw a match on you, and you're looking at words, you're saying words. The reality is still happening around you. And that is what none of you are awake enough to realize. Your computer is not awake, and neither are you. It's called hypnosis. You're in a computer state. You're not an idiot. I like the word idiot, but it does not apply. Computer is not a very attractive word. It would have been more fun if the computer was called an idiot. Yeah, I would have liked saying that, but I'm going to the computer, I'm going to the idiot. I like that better. But anyway, I was heading out from her house, and she dragged me out to so I'd leave before after dark. On a bicycle with no lights on it, but it had reflectors front and back. And anyway, Sweetwater is lit up, but it's a small street at that point. It was near the Paradise Valley Mall that used to be. And so I came out, the first thing they had was the brag, the undercover agent, pretending to be working on his motorcycle or something, whatever he had. I can't remember, motorcycle, bicycle, I wasn't paying much attention. It was a long time ago. Yelling out, "Oh, you scared me!" And you know, that I appeared out of nowhere in the dark, whatever. He's making a reference to lights on the bicycle. That was on the bicycle path. And then I pulled up and off the bicycle path to get on the side of the road, on the sidewalk. And basically there's a bicycle path all the way up and down the road anyway. And that was what I was looking for. They got a 4-foot wide bicycle path, a fairly low speed limit. But anyway, Phoenix cop parked right there waiting for me. And they're all bragging that the mob boss's daughter called the police on me on the way back. So a little man, of course, a little tiny Phoenix police officer has the lights shining on me. He's driving slowly. And I'm on the other side of the road waiting to cross the road, but he's right there. He was sitting in the intersection. He wouldn't leave. He was blocking the crosswalk there, so I didn't go in that crosswalk and then come over to the other side of the street because I was on the left side of the street. I need to be on the right side. So he just parked in that intersection, was sitting there, and the other police had the roads blocked off behind him so that there wouldn't be any cars backing up behind him. But they were flaunting that they were stalking me, that they were picking fight, and they've done it before. So he's driving at the same pace the bicycle's going. And finally I just stopped there waiting for him. So then he stopped, and right in the middle of Sweetwater. So we made eye contact through the tinted windows, whatever is best possible to communicate. Okay, you're stopping, then I'm going. So I crossed the street in front of him on the bicycle and got on the bicycle path on the right side of the road. I was on the sidewalk on the other side, but so he pulls, turns the lights on flashing. Why were you on the wrong side of the road? I said, because you were in my way. And he's going on and on, asking thoughtful questions. Oh, Gary, you look like a criminal. What kind of crime activities have you been involved in? And 20 minutes of that. This little tiny man in his vehicle, in my vehicle, my property tax paying for these criminals, gets back out. He's taunting me some more, and oh gee, I can see your what was it, your backlight, but I can't see your front light. I have reflectors front and back that were correct. But anyway, he was absolutely lying. And I said, fine, I'll get lights for it. And I did. Immediately I went and got lights. And but my girlfriend had called, and what they were trying to do is get me in jail under Rule 11, that I was a crazy man. They were trying to get me to raised my voice to this police officer that had been antagonizing me for 20 minutes. I've been through it all my life. I mean, a dozen times by then. And never done anything wrong in my life. And here he is. So then I learned the trick after I was in jail and prison. Then I learned the trick. And Jared Loeffner, see, you don't know what happened to Jared Loeffner. I do, because they did the identical sequence to me. And the next event, he ended up walking away. 1, 2, 3 event, as far as I remember. The second event, in a different state, 4 of my relatives. One calls out that he's going to do an argument contest with me. 4 organized crime members. So he starts, I was sitting in the chair in the living room. He's yelling down at me all kinds of offensive lies, anything he could. And so I got up and argued back to him. I knew what was going on. He told everybody. He was going to show everybody how he's going to win an argument contest with me. Okay? So at first I argued with him in order to, not argue, I wasn't arguing, he was. I was telling the truth, conveying information. And then after the 4th, 5th time, okay, he's heard me. So I pushed him back in the chair. He bounced straight back up. I don't even think he broke eye contact with me. But he's a little guy. He was 2/3 my size. I was 218 pounds, a construction worker and maintenance. A little tiny guy standing up to me and all the relatives around taking his side. And I had no idea. This is in a different state. At that time, I had no idea that he was trying to get me in jail under a fake assault charge so that they could keep me there in jail in a different state while my home was being stolen from me, that I couldn't make the payments or whatever might have come up. The house was nearly paid for at that point. And I had no idea that that's what they were doing. Rule 11 says you can't get out of jail and you cannot have a trial. They load you up on risperidone. One of the things on risperidone, it says it changes your mind. You're not the same person on risperidone. And that's the one on risperidone that's being offered a trial now? You're not even you anymore. They've taken away the person. And then, oh gee, you can go to a trial, you're going to get 16.5 years under a crooked jury. Arizona, it wouldn't matter. You put it in a different state, they just give the orders to a different state. And Joe Arpaio and my family came out from Connecticut, or mine in around 1960. Nationwide, probably worldwide. Joe Arpaio gives an order, here it is. And you say, oh gee, Gary, that was a long time ago. Joe Arpaio is not even in power now. I don't know about that, but I do know that 2021 years ago was a long time. And what I'm talking about is not a long time. I'm going to put that as solid fact of real psychology. This is a long time to be waiting for a man that died, and you're going to have last days doom. People don't come back to life. That's why he didn't. And as president, I'm going to teach you what really happened with that Bible. Oh, it was written by God, written by people, but it was inspired by God. Well, who told you that? Did God tell you that it was inspired by him? No. People told you that. The same people that wrote the Bible. that have no more reality and decency in them than you do. You lie up one end and down the other. I say, how do you know that Jesus is the Son of God? They tell me because they know that they know that they know. That's the same lie 3 times. Is that your instead of? Wow. As president, hey, I'll dress a little better in the future. It's just really hot in here. Humid. Yeah, I'll get a tie, get this lovely First Lady going on, show you the damn cats. One's fat and one's skinny. Yeah, but yeah, piss is the fat one and vomit's the skinny one. Puke, whatever you want. Presidential, maybe vomit sounds better than piss and puke. All this, I don't know. Depends. Piss and vomit, I don't know which one sounds better, but more catchy, more memorable. Well, maybe we'll put a bill in on that one. Shut up. The audience was quiet. They're concentrating on what I had to say, and all of a sudden they break concentration. They're a bunch of dum-dums again saying stupid things. So anyway, at least God's quiet for a while here. And so anyway, that's what they were doing, and my relatives were in on that. And I want to know how much he got paid. He didn't fail at his job. They didn't take me away to jail in a different state. While my home and my possessions were being stolen by the Phoenix police, they didn't. But he still didn't fail at his job because it was 1, 2, 3. And if there were more events, maybe there were. But I'm seeing a 1, 2, 3. And then the event where they actually attacked me and took me out. And that's a long story in itself. They had a little tiny hunched over Jewish man beating on my door, my security door before daylight that's right at my bedroom. I barely had a pair of shorts on, walked out into the dark, and it was raining, and this little tiny man yelling at me. I was not awake, not legally responsible for anything I did. And after that, I thought about it, and I'm going, he wins at that point. But still nothing. I'm going, I'm still learning. Still learning, still learning. Well, I learned. You have to be a victim to know what's going on. And I was. Rule 11. I thought, and I've thought this many times in my life, no, judge is lying to me. I've never done anything wrong in my life. I told the judge, I was arrested for drunk driving last night. Well, why aren't you in jail? I said, because I wasn't drunk. So he had a charge of calling this man, it was Joe Arpaio's undercover agent that arrested me. So anyway, I won't go into detail on that here, but why aren't you in jail? I wasn't drunk. A charge of calling him a damn fool. And they towed my car away a half hour out in the street in the middle of Payson with lights shining on me, and different officers pulling up. They were picking fight on me in the back room. Are you going to fart, Gary? You look like you're going to fart, Gary. Trying to taunt me. They even had me pay for the tow truck after they were done with me. And they knew very well that I hadn't been drinking. You're in a little 8x8 room or 10x10, whatever, cement box. This was on Main Street in Payson, Arizona on Highway 87. 1986, and oh, that was a long time ago. No, it wasn't. No, 2021 years ago was a long time ago. Yeah, 1986, 1960s. That's unresolved conflict. 1886, somewhere around in that area, that's unresolved conflict. You made a mess out of the black people and the white people, and you've never made any effort to fix it? You've only pretended and lied and cheated your way through? I'll fix all of it. And the truth shall set you free, not a bunch of incoherent fools. It does appear that I am the only man on this earth that is not a completely stupid fool. Here again, sorry ladies, but and Lucifer was the one before me. And oh, it's scary, the devil, the Antichrist. What a bunch of damn pussies. But I'm president, oh, gee, you're a pussy. Put that over there. You separate. Okay, we get it. You're a pussy. Now get the job done. Learn this. It's pretty simple. Do it as the also, and it will fill in eventually. You'll become comfortable with me. You'll become comfortable with the information, and it will become your yesterday, which is your today. And but anyway, yeah, 4 of my relatives were apparently getting paid by organized crime in a different state, trying to get me in jail that I couldn't get out of and couldn't go to a trial, so they could steal my home in Phoenix. And I've got one in Gila County in Pine, Arizona too. And I've got an inheritance coming. So they had all of this wrapped up. And they knew exactly what I owed on the house with the Chase mortgage. And as I say, the government took Washington Mutual away, gave it to Chase Bank because Washington Mutual wasn't quite as crooked as Chase. And you look at your Chase Bank and your government, that's the same thing. You look at your cop, your criminal, that's the same thing. And you separate these two, because you blur this in, you can't do that. But anyway, yes, my own relatives trying to get me in jail in a different state while they were stealing my home in Phoenix. And they knew what I would owe on it. They knew how it would come together. You can't have homeowners, you have to have homeowners insurance according to the paperwork, apparently. I didn't bother reading it, so I'm not sure. So anyway, you have to owe less than $5,000 on the mortgage to do without homeowners insurance. So Gila County stole me away, and I told about the taser attack, and wouldn't it be nice, in the last video, number 24, I mentioned that more, to steal about $10,000 or more, which really turned into about $20,000. And so that I wouldn't be putting the extra towards the mortgage in Phoenix. I had a 15-year loan, and I was coming together pretty quick, putting extra payments into it to get that paid off early. So they knew how it was coming together, and they knew, yeah, because they were working together with Chase that held the mortgage. And I talked to my relatives on the phone, tell them everything. So there you go, it's pretty easy. And how much do they need to steal in Gila County? So they put a false accusation on me in Gila County, surrounded me with, and Joe Arpaio's undercover agent that had been stalking me since 7th grade was now apparently the mob boss of Gila County. But anyway, they surrounded me, attacked me with tasers, took me off to jail and whatever, to begin stealing off money. And yeah, $330 for taxi cabs to get back from the Globe jail. Harris, yeah, and the accusation was the judge in Payson This would be April 18th of 2009. April 18, 2009. Yeah, I think I mentioned it in another video. Gave me 2 sets of numbers, told me I could not ask what they were. Only acknowledged that I heard the charge. Absolutely illegal to give somebody numbers to describe what they're charged with. And which I had not done. These numbers, I didn't bother looking them up. You can look them up. They were not anything I did because nothing that I had done was illegal. And so to steal off $10,000 from me, and I'm not going into detail of that, but it was extremely illegal the whole way through. There's too much of it. I was a tough one because I've never done anything wrong, and I am an extremely intelligent man. However, I do want to learn, and being a victim is, yeah, you're going to learn. That Rule 11, wow. Here again, I thought it was going to be resolved. 1986, the judge lied to me that they would set up a court date and get it resolved. No, never did. There were other events, never got resolved. The Phoenix police said, well, he's done nothing wrong, so drop him off at the Sky Harbor Airport and use that as a jail for the night. Wow, nothing got resolved there, I'll tell you. But anyway, never, 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 never. And that's why a rape victim can't resolve things on their own. They need other people to help them. And I'm in a similar parallel to that. I need other people. And when you're dealing nationwide organized crime, come on, you people have been pussies forever. Give this number a call. And call it off Gary York. I don't know if this marker has much left in it. Yeah, put my name in there. That gives you an over there type of thing, an oblivion. Gary York Project, 2019. That occurred on 9/11, and it was a mob boss's daughter that lined up that day. Went into that on the last video. You've been pussies all your lives. It becomes a try not to when you're pussies forever, forever, forever. It really becomes painful to be a pussy again. It becomes the try not to. Because you could be doing other things now. And that's awfully boring to be a pussy forever, too. Whimpering and men whimpering down behind a woman and all this crap. And oh, she's going to kick your ass as soon as this zero tolerance assault law trash came out. You're going to learn the mechanics behind that. And then we'll slowly phase that out. Because this is ridiculous. You need to grow brains that think, and your Taliban is identical parallel to Phoenix police. And you want to lie, oh gee Gary, this, no. No. I'm the one that knows what's going on. You're fantasizing according to a TV program. Live by what's real. Learn from somebody that's lived it. And the third event, as I say, a little 154-pound hunched over a Jewish lawyer beating on my security door with a rubber mallet. And that sounds pretty loud when it's in a block wall and you're beating on a steel security door with the homeowner asleep. They knew I had worked a long day the day before and into the night, and the Phoenix police stalked me enough. They know that I get up around 8 or 9. The other landscapers, I don't know when they got up, because I'd get up about between 10 and 12 might be an average time that I would go out and start working. And customers really wouldn't want you in their kitchen window mowing the lawn while they're in their underwear having coffee at 6 in the morning. I was out there more at 9, 10, 12 o'clock and working to the night. And so anyway, they knew what was up. They knew where my bedroom was. It was exactly at the front door. And yeah, he's beating on my security door here. Here's the bedroom window. And so anyway, everything they did was illegal. And it was all orchestrated, and every last one of them in Arizona had to be a crook to go along with it. And as I say, if you're in another state, they'll just give you directions out of Maricopa County of what to do, and that other state will do the crimes that Maricopa County tells them to do. And so get with it on this, call her up. They stole my house. As I explained, they were trying to get it without a homeowner's insurance. So they could just start throwing bills on it, and at that point they had financed